Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. Joining us today is Mr. Vijay Thadani. He is the Vice Chairman and Co-Founder of NIIT. He's speaking with us after the company's quarter results. Welcome to BQ Prime, Mr. Thadani. Please take us through the earnings for this quarter and the full fiscal, especially given the changes that are undergoing at NIIT. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here, and it's indeed a pleasure. So, first of all, as you are familiar with some of the changes, NIIT Limited has just completed a demerger process as per a scheme of arrangement which was approved in March of 2023 by the NCLT and has now become effective with effect from 24th of May. So we are obliged to give you the results of both the companies, that is NIIT Limited as well as NIIT Learning Systems Limited, and the sum of the two, barring a small adjustment, is what will be reflective of how the company erstwhile NIIT Limited performed. But I'm not going to get into the summation of those, but talk about individual. So NIIT Limited, which is housing the skills and careers business of the erstwhile NIIT. The revenue for the year was at 341.3 crores, which was a growth of 36% over the previous period for the same business. During the quarter, and the EBITDA for the business, given the fact that it's in a transformation phase, was at 1 crore, given significant investments which have been made to transform this business, which are still work in progress. The profit after tax for FY23 for NIIT Limited was 3.2 crores. On the other hand, the other component of erstwhile NIIT Limited, the Corporate Learning Group, CLG, that part is now rechristened as NIIT Learning Systems Limited, which is a company which is become effective with this business, but will be going for a listing after, as I explained to you further. So here the revenue was 1,361 crores, which is up 20% year on year. The EBITDA was recorded at 315.4 crores at 23.2% margin. The profit after tax for that 192.2 crores, which reflects an EPS of 14.3. So these are the two businesses which put together. In one business, in skills and careers, which is addressing the Indian and the emerging markets, the early career segment, which it services students, grew 15% year on year, contributing to 54% of total revenue, and the working professional segment grew 73% year on year, contributing to 46% of the revenue. On the other side, NIIT Learning Systems Limited, which houses the Corporate Learning Group, added 12 managed training services providers, services customers during the year, and therefore ended the tally with 80 MTS customers and a revenue visibility of $363 million.
Got it, sir. So, can you then guide us through the demerger process now? So, when is NIIT Learning Systems going to be listed? What will be the work that NIIT Learning Systems will do and how it differs from NIIT? And what is the, if I may call it a split, how will the management look like and how will the workforce look like? If you can guide us through that.
Certainly. And very good questions. So first thing, the split is a mirror split, which means every shareholder of NIIT Limited will get one share of NIIT Learning Systems Limited in addition. So everybody who was holding one share of NIIT Limited will get one share of NIIT Learning Systems Limited. NIIT Limited is currently listed, but with both the businesses. So there is a record date of 8th of June, which has been fixed by the board, on which day whoever has one share of NIIT Limited will get one more share of NIIT Learning Systems Limited. after this, NIIT Learning Systems Limited will itself get listed, which is another 45 to 60 days process from that time. So that is the way the split is become effective, and this is as per the orders of the court. The future of the two businesses is corporate learning group, which was focused on Western markets primarily and was servicing the needs of large conglomerates or corporations whose learning and development services were being outsourced to our CLG business. And CLG business is the one which is in managed training services or this NIIT Learning Systems. There are 80 large corporations who have done that. And when I talked about the revenue visibility of $363 million, since it's an outsourcing business, that is the visibility that we have because these are multi-year annuity-based contracts. So from the contract value till the end of the contract, that is the visibility we have. So that NIIT Learning Systems Limited is engaged in managed training services. On the other hand, the NIIT Limited is focused on skills and careers, which is to give appropriate skills so as to allow individuals or individuals working with corporates to build their careers. So that's called the Skills and Careers Group, which is focused on technology as well as BFSI and a few other segments. There, the performance gets measured by the number of enrollments that we get, because there are two go-to-market strategies, one through the enterprise and one through directly to the consumer. And that is how the two businesses also split, because that is the nature in which learning and development services get handled in both these marketplaces. So one is on India and emerging markets, and the second is on US, North America, Europe, and other Western markets, which are who qualify for the managed training services offerings.
Got it, sir. So how will the board look now, and at the board the companies?
Okay, so Mr. Pawar and myself, who are the co-founders, Mr. Pawar is the non-executive chairman of NIIT Learning Systems Limited and executive chairman of NIIT Limited. So he's chairman of both the companies. I am the vice chairman of both the companies. Mr. Sapnesh Lala is the CEO of NIIT Learning Systems Limited, and we have a bunch of leaders who drive individual business groups within NIIT Limited, who will be reporting to the board.
Got it, sir. So I can frankly say that you are at an inflection point of sorts, both from a company perspective and the work that you do, especially when we are seeing the advent of AI, and there's some talk of layoffs even globally as well as in India. So how are you seeing your business heading into the new year with these two companies? That's in the near term, and in the longer term, say for example, 2-3 years down the line.
Yeah. So let me answer the long term first, and then I'll come to the short term. In the long term, as you know, talent transformation is a very major challenge for industries worldwide, as well as graduates coming out of colleges, as they have to service the needs of the industries that are part of their career journey. So the opportunity size for both these is very, very large. Just about 25% of companies who should be outsourcing their learning and development have done that so far. So there is a headroom for NIIT Learning Systems. NIIT Limited so that's a big headroom. On the other hand, NIIT Limited, which is in skills and careers, there are about 9.5 million graduates who graduate every year. We are touching a very small percentage of those who join technology services industry, technology and BFS, technology industry. We service 19% of them. So again, there is a big headroom for growth. you are very right. There is a lot of technology changes happening. AI is coming in a very big form, which will actually cause a radical transformation of how learning is delivered, how it is consumed, and how it is even configured. So in that opportunity size, we believe NIIT Limited has a very major role to play in creating the talent that the industry will require globally. NIIT Learning Systems Limited, on the other hand, is sitting and helping large corporations change their L&D strategies to be aligned with the new environment, which not only includes technology challenges, but also the workplace challenges, because now the workplace has itself changed. The nature of jobs has itself changed. So I think there is a huge opportunity for both businesses. So in the short term, given the what you just mentioned, layoffs announced by various corporations, I think the increased euphoria is now getting balanced with the reality which is settling in, also to an extent affected by the global uncertainty which exists currently. We believe that this is a temporary phenomenon, and over the next 4 to 6 quarters, things should be in a much better shape than where they are.
Got it, sir. So a couple of final questions. Now that the demerger is complete, you're saying in 45 to 60 days, NIIT Learning Systems will also be listed. So what is your revenue guidance for FY24, and how much do you think of profit that you'll make in this year? And my last question would be similar lines. What are your hiring plans for this year? What companies, who should we be looking to hire this year?
Okay. So first, let's talk about our guidance.
Okay.
In this uncertain environment, obviously guidance has to work in ranges and has to be looked at in the right context. So currently, in the NIIT Learning Systems, we are on a growth trajectory of what we call 2020, a 20% plus growth and a 20% plus EBITDA margin. We have been exceeding that in the last few years, including this year, albeit on the support of an acquisition that we did during last year of St. Charles Consulting. But we are on that growth path, and we believe that this year also we will remain on that growth path. In NIIT Limited, since the business is in transformation, we will see sequential growth quarter on quarter. And in the second half of the year, we do see some ramp up as there is a stabilization of hiring patterns. Right now, where we stand, hiring has been completely frozen by most of the large technology companies. Spends on training have also been frozen because all corporations are grappling with uncertainty. And at this, typically in technology sector, which is GSIs and GCCs, we do believe this situation will open up, and in the second half of the year, we will experience better growth, though sequentially we'll grow every quarter. So end of the year, one of the projections that we have is an 8 to 10% growth and a small margin, because we will continue to invest in the transformation. I also want to say there are components of our total business which are right now also making a lot of profits, but that profit is getting reinvested in the transformation of the business from NIIT Limited to NIIT Digital in its new avatar.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thadani, for all the inputs that you gave us. All the best for the year that is coming for you, especially after demerger. Thank you, viewers, for joining in. Stay tuned for BQ Prime for more.